Hello, this is Kenneth Latimer again. Um, I want to speak to you all today. In all actuality, I'm not necessarily wanting to speak to the African American community because the majority of us already know what's going on. I want to speak to more to the Caucasian community because evidently a lot of y'all are having a hard time understanding uh, these protesters, the rioting that's going on. Y'all having a hard time understanding. Now, I wanted to wait so that I can get a better understanding of everything that's going on, so I could speak intelligently on it. And I waited, and I said, okay, it's time for me to go ahead and post something. Um, I don't know if y'all remember this. About 2 years ago, I posted something on YouTube and on Facebook, and basically what I was saying was the analogy of pouring water in a glass. There's only so much water you can pour in a glass before it overflows, and then you have a mess. I don't know if anybody remembers me saying this, but I said this. Now, for a long while now, the powers that be, the Caucasian community, the officers have been constantly pouring water in this glass, and now you have a mess because it has overflooded. I was pretty sure this was going to happen. And I spoke this back in the day when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. He did that quite peacefully, but y'all didn't hear it. But now y'all hear this, and y'all wondering, why? I'm here to tell you, y'all, I do not condone violence. I do not promote violence. I do not support violence. But however, I hear many of my Caucasian associates that say, well, MLK protested peacefully. He protested peacefully. And look what he got done. Yeah, he did. However, in the process of being protesting peacefully, they beat on him, they arrested him, put him in jail, beat on him in jail, and eventually killed the man. So, I understand your point about protesting peacefully, but it doesn't seem to squash the violence coming toward us. We can protest, but we're still getting beat on violently. And even after we protest peacefully and accomplish a fraction, and I mean a minuscule fraction of what it should be, we're still in the same situation. Because those that were pushing that violence on us, then they switch the game and do it a different way. There's an old saying, the Ku Klux Klan have exchanged their robes for police uniforms, for suits for lawyers and prosecutors, robes for judges and lawyers, suits for politicians, senators, and congressmen. And as we speak right now, which this will be the first time and the last time during this that I will speak his name. They've even switched it for the White House. But, so I understand protesting peacefully. Like I said previously, Colin Kaepernick, the man took a knee. And what happened? The man is blackballed in the NFL. The man can't get a job in the NFL because all the owners got together and say, "Well, we don't want that kind of publicity on our team." I understand that, but he was trying to speak to you quietly then, and you didn't hear it. You kept pouring water in that glass. And again, now it's overflowed. And now you have a mess. Now, there's a saying by Asante Shakur that says, nobody in the world, nobody in history has even gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral senses of the people that are oppressing them. Let me read that again, because I don't think you heard me. Nobody in the world, nobody in history has even gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral senses of the people who are oppressing them. There's another quote I like to read, and this is by Alice Walker. She says, no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. See? But the world and the people that are in it and the powers that be want to appease us with, they throw us a little bone here and there and say, hey, you know, they'll quieten up then, even though the underlying problem still lies. And this is not just a recent problem. This situation has gone on since day one we got off the boat till now. And don't get me wrong, there have been some strides made. However, if you are 40 steps ahead of me and I'm down here at the bottom and you give me 5 steps, how in the heck can I catch you? How in the heck will I be able to catch you in any kind of way? I've heard my Caucasian counterparts say, 2 rights don't make a wrong. I agree. 2 rights don't make a wrong. My mother and father used to always preach this to me when I was young. 2 rights don't make a wrong. However, if you hit me upside the head 10 times in 10 days in a row, the first day you hit me upside the head, okay, 2 rights don't make a wrong, I'll leave it alone. Second day, the third day, fourth day, and it continues to that 10th day. And then on that 11th day, I knock the juices out your mouth, and you gonna get mad at me? Are you seeing how much sense that possibly makes? There's only so much a body can take before things go off the rail. Let me give you some facts here. Going by 15 previous cases of African American men and or women getting losing their lives by the police overstepping their boundaries. 15 cases. In those 15 cases, 6 of the officers were fired. 11 of these cases were settled out of court because they figure they can buy black folks off. And out of those 15 cases, you only got 3 convictions. And those 3 convictions were slaps on the wrist. How much more do you expect us to take? Pouring that water in that glass. I do agree. Voting changes things. Voting does change things. We do need to get more people of color involved into the system. We need more people of color in the judicial system. We need more people of color in the local system, the local legislations, the local county councils. We do. And I have to commend Brother Bruce Willis. I'm going to commend him. I've been knowing him since high school. I commend you, brother. Keep doing your thing. We need more state house people of color so that we can offset the balance. Because right now, we've got a bunch of old white men in these seats that were back there in the 60s when Dr. King was getting pummeled and beat and black people were getting hosed with water hoses and dogs sicked on them. A lot of these old men were back then, and a lot of them have the same values back then that they have now. They just try to turn it around on us and make us think they're doing something for us. No, they've got the same ideas they had back then. Mitch McConnell. I don't know what Mitch McConnell's stance is on anything because I haven't researched him. I just listen to the way he talks. I just listen to what he has done. And that tells me pretty much all I know, all I need to know. I don't need to read your bio. All I need to do is see your actions. A lot of times that's going to tell me a lot more than your bio will ever tell me. I've written this in several articles, and it is a firm statement that I adhere to. And it says, things change, not only by the wise and methodical, but by the loud and sporadic, for they both complement each other. You need that wise and methodical, like a Dr. King and that kind of Andrew Young and all those old school cats. You need that wise and methodical path. However, without this demanding, sporadic, loud, like a Malcolm X, like a Carmichael. If you don't have that, then you're off balance. Both of those are needed. Both of those are needed. Again, I do not condone violence. I do not condone riots. However, another quote from me: chaos is a natural element of life, for without it, there will be no growth, no strength, and no change. It's like good and evil. One cannot exist without the other. So, I'm not saying we need to go out and riot, but that rioting is serving a purpose. Those who are picketing and protesting peacefully, I commend you. I thank you. I take my hat off to you. I was just at a protest yesterday in El Paso, and we'll be at one tonight. I commend the peaceful protest, for I am a peaceful protester. However, I do understand the use and the need as that rioting occurs. I don't commend it, but I see the point. And the point just simply remains. We as African Americans, black people, we are sick and tired of this. Something needs to change. Again, keep pouring water in that glass and watch. This is a mess, but watch what the next mess gonna be. Because if these young men who killed Mr. Floyd, if they are not one, all three, all four, if they are not convicted, watch the mess you're gonna have on your hands then. Just watch. That's not a warning. That's a certainty. I'm not warning, I'm not threatening nobody. I'm just telling you. That's a certainty. So, I don't know what else to tell you. I wish everybody peace, happiness, and stay strong. And of course, November 3rd, vote. Vote, vote, vote. This is Kenneth Latimer. I'm out of here. Love ya.